Welcome to October. Can you believe that we have made it this far into 2020? Who knew that this year would turn out to be like this, and that heading into our last quarter of the year that we would still be facing so many challenges, so many questions of what life is going to be like in the next few weeks and certainly next year. What I love to do when we get to this point of the year, I feel like September is kind of a refreshing time. Even though I don't have kids that go to school and I'm not currently in school, September is always a great time to sort of reset and refocus for what I want to finish and what I want to accomplish in the last few months of the year. And now that we're in October, we are down to the last 90 days. So our last 90 days, I am challenging myself to kind of recalibrate, to pull myself back together, to use maybe some of the goals I set early in the year, but to also throw some of those things out that no longer matter, and the things that I need to let go of, I'm just going to release all of that. So I want to challenge you to do the same thing. I've talked about a word of the year. It's one of my favorite annual practices. I don't really set resolutions or intentions even. I always want to get healthier. I always want to read some books, but those are repetitive. They happen every single year. But my word of the year, this is the 4th year that I've done it, and it has become one of the habits that I love so much. And no matter what happens, it ends up being a theme for the year, or at least a mantra that I can always kind of bring myself back to and ground myself in that, knowing that it was something I felt deep in my heart that I needed to focus on for the year, or that would be really important. So if that's not something that you've ever done, I would encourage you to think about, what do you want to see happen in the next 3 months, in these last 90 days? What is a word that might be an overarching theme for you that is something that you want to see manifested in your life, some habits that you want to develop, for example? So my word for 2020 is adventure. And it was never about big adventures like traveling internationally or climbing a huge mountain. Nope, not at all. It was knowing that because I quit my last job in November of 2019, that every day of this year was going to be an adventure, that I had no idea what 2020 was going to look like for me personally. So I just wanted to keep my mind open, to keep my heart flexible for whatever would come my way, the opportunities, the connections, and oh my goodness, beyond COVID, that is exactly what this year has been. I've tiptoed into some opportunities and tiptoed right back out. I've also made some connections and strengthened some relationships that have proven to be incredibly valuable. So for these last 90 days, what is a word that comes to mind? And I would, if nothing pops into your head right now, I would just let that marinate and wait and see what comes up. So hang on to that, come up with your 90-day word. What is your why? I've seen friends who have dealt with COVID. I have some of the long haulers in my life that are just sick. I have friends who have developed cancer this year on top of everything else they've been developing, or on top of everything else they've been dealing with families and kids and juggling work and all of those things. So what is it that what's your why? What's your motivation to set some goals, to look ahead and improve your health? Maybe you need to set some career goals. Maybe you want to see some personal development. Maybe you want to get into therapy and have a counselor or a business coach kind of help you move from where you are into a new season and into a new mindset. So I think it's really important when you're setting goals to know what your why is, because that is the foundation that everything builds upon. This is not very diplomatic, but I have to say, one of my reasons this year for choosing to set new goals and to redirect is that I kind of want to tell the first 3 quarters of this year to just suck it. And I want to show the beginning of 2020 that does not have to define any more of my time. So the next 3 months are super purposeful. I want to work on my book. I have some other professional goals that I'm working on. I'm also recommitting to spending more time with friends now that a few restaurants and definitely coffee shops are open. So I'm telling the beginning of 2020 to bite me, and it's going to be different from here on out. Now, I do think that when you're setting goals, because we are multifaceted individuals, we're not just a career person, we're not just a mom, we're not just a spouse or a partner, but we have a lot more to us. So when you're setting goals, I think it's important to remember those different aspects of yourself. If you set a goal for work, if career goals are something that jump out into your mind, think about the other legs. Like if a stool needs 3 legs to be balanced and to stay upright. So if you're working on your career, what do you need to do in your health or in your soul spiritually to kind of keep yourself grounded and balanced? So as you move forward and work on these 90-day goals, think about all the pieces of who you are and what makes you the person that you are. You can find it down in the link below, but I've created a 90-day goal planner to get you started. It's really simple, but it's going to keep you focused. You can choose weekly goals, you can choose daily tasks to help you break down your bigger goals into manageable milestones. But I wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to hear how it goes for you.